So today we're going to do a quick tour of Explore. Explore is a software that is targeting data analysis for industrial processes. Even though it's targeting industrial processes, it can analyze almost all kind of data. It's if you have a data set that you need to analyze, you can do it. So at first, we're going to take an example. The example we're going to take is a recovery boiler in craft process plants. So we're going to first load the data. So we're going to make new and give a name. Open the file, get the file. It's an Excel file. It's in 2D. We're going to see it. If you have a Pi system or another database, you can connect on those. And we're going to import the data. So when you import the data, it's a 2D table, and you're going to need a name. And then the other line, you can have many descriptions, and it's usually quite useful to have the units for your data analysis. Since we're doing this since we're doing this presentation in English, we're gonna pick the English tags for names. And then in that sheet, you can also decide to exclude a variable already or just change the observation column. So we can do next. So there's a quick analysis that is done on the dataset, and Explore is detecting that one of the variable has quite a lot of missing values or the text error in the column. So since it's still a column that is usually have real data, the Explorer suggests to exclude that variable since you're missing too many data in that column. And then we can do next. And it has detected that there's another column where there's text that is repeating. And it's actually looking like a categorical data. So it suggests you to do a transformation to take account of that categorical data. It's going to transform each category in a single variable, so it can be treated as a binary variable. And then we can do finish, do OK, and then we're ready for data preprocessing. In the data preprocessing, we're gonna try to clean the data. That's usually a task that can take quite a lot of time to pre-process the data. In that case study, there's one of the sensor for SO2 where there's quite high values we have high values for a certain period at the end of the dataset. So we're going to try to uh, see if that is caused by the process operation or something in the process, or it's the sensor. So to do that, we're going to have to clean the dataset first. And to clean the dataset, we have here a variable that is the black liquor. In that equipment, the black liquor is like the fuel. So what we can do is remove the events where we have a very low flow of black liquor, which is usually indicates a kind of shutdown of the equipment. And what we want to do when we have a shutdown like that is remove those data in every variable. And to do that, we have several tools to do that. We can actually do kind of a lasso here. Oops, I'm missing some. Can press Ctrl and add those. And then I have here the tool exclude the selected points. So it's going to clean that variable very quickly. And we can see the difference, the before and after here. And we've cleaned a dataset of more than 12,000 observation. So we have something that looks better. If we go in the next variable, we can see that some of them are already removed. So when we have cleaned the other variable, that one has been cleaned at the same time. And then we can continue the cleaning, but we're gonna make sure to not clean too much, to not remove the information of if there's something with the SO2, we want to make sure to not remove too much data. And we have other tools to remove like interpolation, repetitions. It's different tools that can be used to clean those data. We can also filter the data, or using kind of a statistical crop. And we can create new variables if we need to. So if I want to create a ratio, for example, I can create a ratio of the amount of air at the first level divided by the amount of black liquor, and I can multiply that by 60 if I want to. I can do a preview, and if I'm happy, I can do apply to integrate the new variable in my dataset. And then I can use that variable later in the analysis. We can also, in that case, it's not necessarily the case, but we can analyze lags. And if we had a lag between the variable and another one, we could analyze it, and we would be able to detect if there's autocorrelation or a lag between the variable, and when you have a faster uh, time frame, you can do that. You can have a good information here and synchronize the variables between them. Here it's not the case, so we're gonna let it go, but we can also analyze the correlation of the whole dataset fairly quickly. So we select everything and we have an idea of the dataset. Here the darker values are the ones that are more correlated. If they are blue, they're negatively correlated, and if it's red, it's positively correlated. So if I click on it, we can have the idea, oh, that's a little bit special, eh? But we remember we had kind of a step at the end, but still it's not something I would go in the office and say, hey, I found what's wrong here. And we have the other ones that is more something that we expect, a relation between the air and the fuel. You can have also a small thumbnails here. So if I add, for example, the black ticker, you would see the correlation, and we can, if we want to, pop up the charts. You can also analyze the correlation according to one specific variable. That can be quite useful. It can give you an insight of which variables are important according to that specific case. And there's other tools that are present that we won't necessarily go through all of them in that presentation, but they can be useful to do the analysis and clean the data as well. So we can go in the next module by passing by here, or we can close that module and open the next one. So we're going to keep that for the next video. Thank you.